You know, this guy became legendary in retirement for giving the most humorous and jovial speeches in what they call the rubber chicken circuit, where NHL players would visit banquets and be invited guests. He once said that he was at a banquet in North Shore, New Brunswick, not with his hair, with Bobby's hair, and he lifted up the toupee and took it off and gave a great and humorous speech for the people in attendance. What was kind of ironic here, ladies and gentlemen, anybody under the age of 18 in 2020 may not remember this man, but those of us who were born in the 50s, 60s, and 70s, sure enough, know this guy. Bobby Hull's brother had probably 56.4% of his talent, but boys, he did a lot with it. One of the most respected players in NHL history. Dennis Hull, born Dennis William Hull on November 19th, 1944. Played most of his career in the NHL with Chicago Blackhawks, which Bobby Hull did, of course, before jumping to WHA. Besides being Bobby's brother, he's the uncle of Brett Hull and Bart Hull. Now, as a player, for many, he was playing in the heavy shadow of Bobby Hull, but for a lot of members of the media, we saw this guy had extreme skills. Now, when he emerged as a star player on his own, and he scored more than 300 goals in the NHL, he earned the nickname the Silver Jet, because Bobby Hull was known as the Golden Jet. Now, he first came to major prominence with Chicago's affiliate, the St. Catharines Teepees of the OHA, which evolved in the St. Catharines Blackhawks of the OHA. Now, he eventually became undrafted his last season in '64. He put up 97 points, including 48 goals in 55 games. Very efficient from the slot, very mobile player who would put the puck in the net as quick as he was given the opportunity. Now, he broke in the NHL with Chicago in '65 with 10 goals in 55 games. '66 sent back to St. Louis Braves for seasoning after he had 6 points in 25 games. Now, '67 he really opened out, 42 points in 70 games. First 30-goal season was in 1969, and then he had probably four of the best seasons for a Blackhawk in the early 70s. Between 71 and 74, he had 40, 30, 39, and 29 games, and was a big part of Chicago's efforts to try to win the Stanley Cup against Montreal in 71 and 73. Now, 73 was his best playoff season with 24 points in 16 games. Now, 72 was unique as well, as he was selected to be part of Team Canada at the Summit Series. Now, he was thinking about not going because the event for Team Canada was excluding WHA players, and Bobby had just signed with the Winnipeg Jets, but Bobby encouraged him to go, and he did a great job. When Vic Hadfield pretty well quit the club, he took Vic's spot. He scored in Game 4 in that debacle in Vancouver, where the Team Canada lost 5-3. But from then on, he was a vital checking part of the team, which eventually led Team Canada to the victory. Now, he hit the 20-goal mark again in '76. Before finding himself out of Chicago, played 55 games with Detroit in '78, but it was not the same. Founded an NHL total 654 points, 303 goals in 959 games, and in the playoffs some dynamite totals, 67 points, including 33 goals in 104 games. Now, he was named a second-team All-Star and played in 5 All-Star games. His best years were part of the MPH line, punt on miles per hour, with center Pitt Martin and right winger Jim Pappen. Now, the 14 seasons he played in the NHL was sort of an unofficial record for left wingers at the time, because the majority of those were played in Chicago. So he played 13 straight years with the squad, which was kind of an unofficial Chicago record. Now, upon retirement as a player, he became a broadcaster as well as an educator. Returned to St. Catharines to study at Brock University, and he eventually graduated with a degree in history and physical education. He then taught at Ridley College and then became athletic director of Illinois Institute of Technology in Chicago. Now, like I said, a noted public speaker and comedian, He continues to operate a cattle farm racing a pole Hereford with his brother Gary in Northumberland County, Ontario. He's also written a book entitled The Third Best Hull, which is published by the Great ECW Press in Ontario, which contains entertaining and often hilarious memoirs of his hockey career. Hull eventually became good friends with goalie Vladislav Tretiak, who was his opponent in net for the Russians, and recalling, I told Tretiak that he became famous for letting in Henderson's goal. I said to him, if that you had stopped it, you'd probably be a cab driver in Moscow today, which is true. Now again, awards: OHA First All-Star Team in 64, NHL Second All-Star Team in 73, and played the NHL All-Star Game in 69, 71, 72, 73, and 74. So the best way to describe Dennis Hull's career is one word: overachieving despite some of the media. Like Wayne Gretzky never had a brother that excelled at the medium level. When I say medium level, Gretzky would score 70, maybe Keith would score maybe 20, never did. Bobby would score 50, and while Dennis would score 30. So you're getting value either way. But what was important for Dennis, if you could stop Bobby, you might not be able to stop Dennis. And it wasn't be for the Montreal Canadiens being so strong in the 1970s, maybe those cups would have been won. But Chicago needed two more players against Montreal. But when Dennis was on, they were unbeatable at home. We all know that. We've seen enough games of that era to know that Dennis, had that, game-tying or game-winning goal. And for me, Dennis is one of the most important players in Chicago history, because when Bobby left, he took up a lot of the slack, because they never had a superstar like Bobby. If you're going to use a term for Dennis, you would probably say that semi-star. Not a superstar, not a good player, but in between. 3.5 stars out of 5. So anyway. So this is the latest our Vintage Sports File podcast. Please give us a like, comment, and subscribe if you like what we're doing here. Please give us some requests. If you have any memories of Dennis Hull, please let us know, because part of the history aspect of this column is having people share their own memories. And you can read it in the comments of our various podcasts. We have well over 500 hockey-related podcasts on this site. Please give us a listen. And like I said, if you like what we're doing, tell your friends. And if you don't like it, well, keep it to yourself. Say it like Dennis Hull. Have a good day. Bye.